So here it is, and it's actually ended up being a lot smaller than I anticipated, which is fine, but as you can see, it's actually smaller than my hand. It's got the speaker on one side, controls on the top, and then, of course, the display. Now, audio-wise, it's got what I would describe in punchy, overdriven bass. Not as in rumbly, overdriven bass, but punchy. The bass, if you got music that has a bass beat, it tends to dominate pretty much, to my ears, almost half the entire audio. The highs are also emphasized as well, which is especially noticeable at maximum volume, but there's no real fuzz distortion. I'll go ahead and run a audio clip first off. Now, it has been noted that the display is on one side and the speakers on the other. However, to my ears, there's actually pretty good audio presence even when the speaker is facing away. Of course, when the speaker is facing you, there's a slight increase in volume level, but actual definition doesn't suffer. So it actually has pretty good aural presence even when the speaker is facing away. So let's hit the play button. I'm already paired up. It's at maximum volume both on my phone and on the speaker. I just hit the play button there. So yeah, it's actually a really good aural presence. Now, we're going to deal with the whole app and, of course, the light show. Now, I am a regular Android app reviewer, meaning that on a daily basis, usually on a daily basis, I'm reviewing, evaluating an Android game or utility. And one of the main facets of my reviews focus on permissions and code. Are there security concerns and other such little fluffy things? And that gives me, I guess you can say, an advantage over the vast majority of other reviewers because I actually look at the applications used to run these products, which is 99.99% of the time is completely ignored by everybody else, but it's just as important. Now, the DIVOOM app, it's available on the Google Play Store. It is a free app. And it does have permissions that may on the surface go, whoa, what's that all about? They're actually all legitimate for what it does. There was one, though, that made me raise my eyebrow, and I'll go ahead and talk about that real quick. That is read phone logs. I was like, whoa, you have a reason for that? And it does. I totally miss it in the original product description, but in the middle of the product description, right there in paragraph, it actually allows you to have notifications sent. And we'll look at that right now. Notifications, if you tap that, and it brings up my Samsung S6 default system settings for what to allow notifications for, because you can manually turn that on and off. So we'll go ahead and turn on AURABOX. And yes, we'll read the phone log so we can get notifications, and then if you hit the back key on that screen, it will actually let you choose and pick what you want to be notified about. So it's more than just, getting notifications, but it actually allows you to customize exactly what notifications it is allowed to read and push, which is a nice thing. Yeah, Facebook, incoming call, text messages, that sort of thing. So that is nice, and of course, your device should allow you to be able to turn that on and off at will, like that. Go ahead and hit the, actually go back here, and now we'll go into light, the clock thing. That's the first screen you see when you first bring up the application. And yes, it's in 24-hour mode, which is not an issue with me personally, because I've spent a career in the military, so I'm quite used to reading military time, or I should say 24-hour clock, and it does automatically sync off your device. I didn't have to set it or anything. There is no setting, in fact, because you can't change the time, nor can you actually change how it displays 12 hours. Even though I wonder if it's because I have it set on my phone. No, actually I still have civilian time, 12-hour clock on my phone, so it's just what it's defaulted to. So there's that. Can't change it, but then there is that. It's actually a temperature reader. And that does actually let you switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit, which is fortunate. And once again, you just swipe over and you'll see this, and on the bottom there's a little button, Celsius and Fahrenheit. Just tap Fahrenheit and boom, you're good to go. So there's that, and then you get some preset lighting, so like mood light if you just tap a color if you want, that sort of thing. And then this is kind of cool. I don't really know if it actually reacts to the beat, but once you start playing music, you get a little like dancing equalizer that sort of looks like it's responding to the beat. I don't think it is, but it is kind of neat, and it does, you know, move about. And then there's some other, you know, animated presets here, like that. Alright, now the next one, music. Now this one that DIVOOM's Android software guy, whoever programmed this app, they can really make the music a little bit better. I'm going to go over here and just switch to dancing to the beat, and we'll go to music. The music player is extremely simple and frankly not all that useful if you have any kind of large amount of music on your phone, because it's only a single song at a time, and if you hit your listing, you don't get a chance, you can't move it between albums or anything like that. It's just a solid listing of all the music, and I happen to have a collection of 100 Bach pieces on here along with my other music. So that's scrolling through hundreds of separate individual songs to find one particular song to play via this. Nah, I'm just going to use Amazon Prime Music's player. It's a little simpler. So this could really be changed. So the music player is not any kind of selling point. They should really make that better. Alright, so oh, there you go. Get back out of there. Gallery. Now this is what it's really all about. There's a bunch of presets here. You got popular ones that you can select and choose right there, as well as draw your own design. You just like that, and then once you draw your own design and change colors there, you just hit play and it will automatically, sort of an apple, maybe a pepper cut in half. So that's design. So you get presets, design. So presets also include animated presets, such as car, where you hit the car and you can see how it's separated into 8 different frames, so when you hit play it actually displays it. Alright, and then when you make your own, you're given 8 blank tiles. You go to each one, draw your little thing, and you control the speed. So that's that. Oh, and also it has a Bluetooth Connect section if you don't feel like going through your own device settings. So all in all, they try to make it all-in-one. They really ought to make the music player a little bit easier to navigate, other than something that was obviously kind of slapped together at the last second, at least in my opinion. I haven't had any problems with this app. I am running Samsung Galaxy S6 Lollipop 5.1, I think now. Of course, it's Samsung's own little gig going on, but I've had 0 issues over the time I've used this with the application. I do leave it running in the background, but if you double back key out, it does exit the app altogether and it still keeps running. So there is that. And on the whole, I think it's actually pretty cool. My main marketing idea that I get when I look at this, of course, is as a high-end speaker for kids, because it's fun, but also as a possible mobile kiosk display for sellers that have small weekend kiosks and that sort of thing. Because if you're creative enough with your messaging, you can write little messages, discount sales, what have you, use the animation to switch, and meanwhile you have music playing in the background. It is quite small. It is very lightweight. The audio is actually pretty good. Punchy bass though, but hey, punchy bass is good because when you're outside or in a small area, you do need punchy bass, volume, and high end clarity, which this all has. Plus, you can get your little message, save big here or something like that. So those are actually 2 main market applications I can think of looking at this. And on the whole, I do like it very much as a overall little speaker with a neat little LEDs display. For what it is, I have no problem giving it 5 stars. But this is all there for your consideration. You guys have yourself a great one.